Bless y'all. Welcome over there on Instagram. YouTube. What's up? Welcome. Amazon. If you need anything and you don't shop with Amazon, you need to give them a try. Amazon got just about everything that you can think of. If you think of it, I'm pretty sure Amazon got it. So check out Amazon, see what the latest deals they got, or if it's something you can't find locally, go to Amazon and shop with Amazon. Welcome in. Facebook, good evening. Welcome to everyone over on Facebook. In LinkedIn, what's up? Welcome over there. I sent a couple of invites out for over here on this portion of the network so that if they get the invitations, I invited Kari's Corner to join us. He either join us over there or he'll join us on TikTok if he's not that busy. I try to get some of the heavy hitters in here that is in business and that can talk about business. And I was trying to get y'all's first lady to come in, and I know she said, "Hey, Sylvia, what's up?" Uh, she has a college degree in finance, and so I was hoping to get her to say a little bit, to say a few things on her end, and talk to us about the finance portion of the show as well. So we'll see if we can persuade her to come in and share some stuff with us. I'm looking at TikTok. I'm looking for Showtime and DJ Showtime, and I'm also looking for Ree. If I pronounced it right, if he was able to get a hold of her. One of the things that I was looking at, yeah, I got plenty. We got plenty to talk about, but you know, one the name has changed from Thursday Night Talk with Uncle Joe to the broadcast that we had in Connecticut, and that is the Keep Hope Alive show. So we will be now known here on Thursday nights as the Keep Hope Alive show. Well, let me fill you in while we're waiting on the concept of the Keep Hope Alive show. I designed this show back in 1980, I want to say 86, 85, 86. Uh, and the basis was it was a lot of things that was going on back then. And especially in Connecticut, and I was very close with Senator Lieberman and also Mayor Bodolowski, who was the mayor of New Britain. And I shared a lot of stuff with them, and it sparked, and that's how, long story short, that's how the Keep Hope Alive show was born. I went to my local uh, TV network and I pitched it to them and told them what the concept was. It's looking at the good and the bad side. We listen to a lot of news. We get a lot. We get a lot of information that is put out. And I was listening on my way to Atlanta this morning. I was listening to my big brother Showtime, and he was talking about uh, social media and the news, and a lot of time the fakeness that's being put out over social media. And he pretty much basically like, hey, come on, y'all, we need to stop. We need to stop watching the news because uh, sometimes, and it's true, sometimes what you hear on the news, depending on what they need to spend for their ratings, to get your attention. This is the whole thing about information, and this is why I took and gave it that name, Keep Hope Alive. It's because a lot of times when we find out that information that's put out is false, we fail to go and look at or to research and look up what is it good for? What is the benefit? How is it going to benefit us? Is it going to benefit us? And I began to look at some of the things. I listened to them talk, and I just looked around the city and saw what was taking place and whatnot. Hey, Lady Z, good afternoon. And it clicked, and all we were hearing was bad news. It was just one bad event after another bad event, but nobody really took the time to search and see the good of a lot of things that happen. And that's how the show was birthed, and that's how it raised. Now, we ran over 100 episodes, and during that process, we a lot of our stories that we put out was picked up by NBC, ABC, CBS, CNN. uh, they were monitoring the broadcast, and they were very impressed with the how we came about different topics. We talked about various topics from politics to religion to social life to what I'm hoping we'll be able to get into tonight is business management, college opportunities, and these are the things we're going to be focusing on. We're going to be focusing on what is good for our country, and why is it that we have to surrender ourselves and rely on government outcomes when we can pretty much fix a lot of the problems on our own. And it's something that I want to reintroduce now that I'm here in the South. Of course, being in the military took 10 of my years, so it's been a long time since I did any actual broadcasting, but uh, it's starting to get into the blood now, and we have been having some pretty good conversations on Thursday Night Talk, and I think it's going to be good for our new platform now, and that's another reason for going back to that concept of the Keep Hope Alive broadcast is because we have picked up on several networks now, and we're live streaming on different platforms simultaneously. Just as you're listening to me now on TikTok, so is YouTube, Instagram, Amazon, Facebook, InLink, and this been getting some pretty good response. So tonight we want to look at finance, and we want to look at financing. I mean, um, how often do we think about hard times? And there she go. Asa Smith, I'm gonna struggle with this one, so you gonna need to help me out on this the best way that you can. uh, and see and get this, we were talking about, and I think Andrea, I think it was last week, that we hit portions of this topic that ties into finances. uh I can't remember exactly what I had put up, but I had some statistics that was put up, and I didn't take the time. I didn't think I was going to use them, so I didn't take the time to put them up. But what do you think about finances? I hear a lot of media and news talk on. That's it, Andrea. We were talking about the baby boomers, and also we were talking about the Generation X when we were speaking about what's going to be faced with us, and it all came down to that government shutdown. That's where it came from. We were talking about the government shutdown, and we were talking about the effects, who it would affect, and how bad it would affect. And I mentioned a little bit about it, and that's been a topic. Finance has been a topic that's been on my mind for quite a while. When we started the Pool of Bethesda, we had a full staff, and we had a financial advisor and also a legal advisor. We had a whole bunch of experts that was involved with that. We need to be saving as much. And you know what, Andrea, I'm glad you mentioned that, because I was reading to the first lady this morning before I left out of here, headed to Atlanta, because CNN had put a news flash up, and a notification up, and they were talking about the Generation X with Social Security. And they gave the statistics on from age 40 to age 50, what you needed to have put back, uh, by time that you retire. Uh, oh, Karen Hart on Instagram. God bless you. Welcome to the live. We're going to try to do our best. We're waiting on some guests to come. If they get the opportunity to come, we're talking about finances tonight, and the statistics was very interesting statistics. And as I'm speaking, I'm trying to pull those up on the laptop. So if you see me bouncing back and forth, and that's why I like to have experts, man. I like to have those that's in the field, to help talk about it. Oh, Jimmy, how are you doing today? And I would like us to talk on Instagram message right now. I'm interested in your, if you don't mind. First of all, I'm glad you popped into live, and that's the first thing. And the second thing is, uh, that's not going to happen. Uh, uh, So if you hear about what's going on in the topic, that's it. But as far as anything outside of that, I don't think the first lady nor myself would appreciate any females giving me any invites to go anywhere to talk about anything but either the Lord or the topic that we're on tonight. So I don't mean to offend you, but you got the wrong name, first of all, And no, we're not doing that. Okay, so you're gonna have to go on somebody else's platform and deal with that. Excuse me, y'all, but y'all, I deal with things right on the spot. That's why I said we'll have to once we're starting to be recognized a lot more over on Instagram, and once I figure out the moderating and get some dedicated ones in there to moderate, we can take care of that. And I don't even have to break in and address any of that. What is a good retirement age? What is a good retirement age? What do you think? What do you think a good retirement age is to where you should start putting back money, uh, as the old folks can say, for hard times? It may not be there. My retirement age has been moved a couple of times. Uh, if I if I ain't mistaken, Andrea, are you in the Generation X, or did you bypass Generation X and grandfathered into the baby boomers? See, this is what we have to. This is one of the things we need to look at and search. What is your age? What is the age? Okay, Generation X. Okay, yeah. Mostly all my kids, except for my two youngest. Well, no, don't I think I don't know. Sister Smith, correct me if I'm wrong. The only one that's not in Generation X is our baby girl, if I'm not mistaken. She didn't get caught in the middle, but anyhow, I'm going to try to see if my memory helps me to remember what I had shown to the first lady. I'm back and forth over here on this other streaming. Uh, they started out with age 40 to age 50 because that is the age. If you want to know if you are Generation X, ages 40 through 50 are Generation X. If you're in your 40s or you're in your 50s, you're Generation X. What what does that mean for you guys? Heartache. I'm sad to say, but heartache, because they're predicting by 20. Okay, yes, so she is the only one that, okay. And they're going to even I don't even know how theirs going to turn out. But for Generation X, they're predicting that Social Security is going to run out on you all by 2034. They're already trying to figure ways to stockpile benefits that will cover you all. And if I'm not mistaken, one of the things that they were looking at, and I got it on my phone, but I can't because TikTok, y'all got my phone tied up. I was trying to find that and kind of give you a little more insight on their prediction. Um, One of the solutions, if I'm not mistaken, that they had came up with. Hey, Tanya, Taji, always. Why do I always Andrea? Why do I always mess her name up? She know I love her though. Uh, the is pushing the age. At first, I know with us, with the baby boomers, The age was 60. They moved the age to 65. Uh, don't let me get lost, Sister Smith. They moved it to 65. And now, even now, uh, it's pronounced like Tanya. Ah, God bless you. Ooh. Because I don't know if it's the A that was throwing me off or the JA, but I think I get it sooner or later. I said, well, she know I love her, so she ain't gonna beat me up too bad. and uh now when we as the baby boomers, when we look at that, it gives us an indication, or it tells us now that 65 is now considered early retirement. And you know what happens when you do early retirement? Uh, it kind of messes and it kind of plays around with your retirement funds, and a lot of it, uh, it gets complicated. It gets wrapped up so much into red tape. Oh, I'm glad you came in. It gets so much wrapped up into red tape that, if I'm not mistaken, since they claim that to be early retirement, they already again has pushed retirement for baby boomers to age 67. Right? Is the full retirement for the baby boomers.
Right.
And what does that mean for Generation X? When is time? Now you don't now just imagine how long we worked uh, as uh, as baby boomers. I mean, if I take the time that I put in, that I worked in the factory, the other small odd jobs, when and I put all that together. I put my military time in, because even though we're on active duty, we still pay taxes. If I put all that in, all that goes to our SSI. And if with all of those years, I can say pretty much I worked over 30 years.
Mhm.
And I think about those before me who worked 40, 50, and 60, and some of them is still working. So are you really getting everything that you deserve, that they take out in taxes on you, and when it comes time for retirement with your SSI? I know many of elderly, which the baby boomers. Let me keep it that way. Some of us don't like being called elderly because they say you as young as you feel. Uh, I look pretty good, so so you know it with everything that we put in. I mean, when it comes time to retire, you can't really rely on that Social Security alone to meet the cost of living of today.
True.
And when I looked at this thing and I start looking back in the years, and I start thinking about, to those who came before us. Hey, what's up, girl? There's my Pammy. Hey, good to see you. And I think, well, if I put in 30 plus years and they don't put in 50 plus years, they barely have enough to make it on their own. And if you in the working class, it ain't no cheap taxes that they take out on you. I mean, I think I pretty much claimed zero.
Mhm.
And uh, it's the taxes, and then the taxes change, and so that makes what they take out on you change. And then when you stop and you look at it, you go back through and do your calculations, and you say, hey, this is how much money has been taken out on me over the years. So automatically in my brain process thinking, I'm thinking I'm going to get the majority of that money back that I paid in to, into taxes. Well, sadly to say, that ain't true, is it? You will be surprised. Don't get fooled, because see, when you retire, you got to take into consideration what the state tax, the federal tax. But to break it down, once you retire, they're still going to get what, 25%? Is it 20 or 25%?
So it depends on your tax bracket.
Okay.
If you in a certain tax bracket, if you say you $75,000, you're in a higher tax
Can
bracket.
y'all hear the first lady?
You will get tax harder than the ones in
Come
25,000.
around here. I want to make sure they be able to hear you. Can y'all hear the first lady? Uh, while she explains this here. Let me see if I can get the camera over there. Okay, there you go. Here, take the mic too.
It's been so long since I've been in the tax business, but things have really changed. But I know when I was in the tax business, doing taxes, it all depends on your tax bracket. Say, for instance, if you at the end of the year you made $25,000, you was in a 15% bracket. If you made $50,000, you're in a 25% bracket. And now you make $75,000, you are in a higher bracket. And I think that $75,000 is 35% of that money that will be taken out when you do the taxes. So it's complicated, but yeah, and still the government gonna get their portion. I put it that way. Um, say that say for instance, you claim all through the year you got 4 kids. Okay, 4 kids. Now they taking out less taxes, but you made $45,000. With 4 kids, you getting your taxes all through the year. You're getting your money all through the year. So when you go to file, you want to say, "Oh, why I got to pay back? Why I'm paying this money?" Because you owe them money because you claimed your 4 kids, and they paid you for the 4 kids, and now you are overgrown in your bracket. So that's how you try and break it down in simple terms. That's how you owe the government back because they done paid you all year for those 4 kids. Now you got to pay me something at the end of the year for those 4 kids and you, which that means 5. So yeah, um, it's something even like Elder was talking about the baby booms. Um, Actually, 65 is early retirement if you was born after, I think after 50 something. Because I know full retirement for me was 67. 65 was early retirement. Usually,
Mhm.
like my sister, uh, when she turned 65, she got full retirement. And they some years older than me. So around it all, she 13 years older than me. So therefore, um, it fluctuates. You just, I just tell people, um, if you want money back from the IRS, claim zero. Because at the end of the year, you get your money back. Which I tell my children, don't worry about how much they're taking out. Let the IRS be your bank. And so when at the end of the year, you'll get a lump sum and you can do what you want to do it. But when you get it every week, you can't see it. But at the end of the year, by claiming zero, that means no money taken out for your kids or you. The what the government takes from your check is supposed to go in a escrow account, like, and then when it comes to the end of the year to claim it, now you're not going to get it all back. You're gonna have to give the government something. So therefore, you'll get majority of your money back. And I think child credit is almost to fade out because now I believe when you get 17, I don't think you can claim that uh, child credit anymore. So it's a it's a game you have to play because either way, IRS is going to get their money. So,
And that leaves. Now I'm looking at here uh, on fixing Social Security, and I'm trying to see if it shows, and I guess you're wondering, well, why are we talking about retirement and Social Security? It's because it's important that you know, hey ATL, welcome, good to see you. Uh, it it's going to affect on how, or it's going to, I shouldn't say affect, but it's going to impose on how you go about your savings and doing your savings. How you go about planning. Well, how much do I need to save, or when should I start saving? Watch this here. Uh, the situation, however, is only growing more critical. The combined Social Security Trust Fund are projected to run dry in 2034, according to the latest annual report from the entitlement program trustees that was released last week. At that time, the funds received will be depleted, and the program can continuing income will only cover 80%. Get this, 80% of benefits only. Y'all heard me when I was talking about you're working 30, 40 years, and you putting all of this money into taxes. Well, see, it's that tax money that runs the Social Security. So if you're not saving and you're not putting anything back, and you're just relying on that retirement check, you're going to be sadly misled. You're going to be in a sad shape, because if you look at the economy now and see what's taking place, you will see that costs is steady rising. Ain't nothing going down but the oil. Yeah, gas prices. I don't know. I know California. I wouldn't want to. I don't think I can make it, and I might have to get me a bicycle if I lived in California with the way their gas prices are. I don't know what the rest of the states. I didn't look up all 50 states, but I know ours here in Georgia is 333, and okay, that's in a range that I can do something, but as far as the cost of living goes, we're still way below on the poverty line. I mean, that's 80% thing. That 80% is pretty much the baby boomers. A Generation X, you guys are in that 20%. And guess what? About time they get you guys straightened out. If it don't go dry, if it do go dry as predicted, which we know we don't put trust in these type figures or whatnot, but it's a projection. Okay. And if their projections come out to be correct, then there's nothing for the next generation, because Generation X is considered, y'all stuck in the middle of what's going to be left or what's going to be available after you guys, for those what is it, 60 and well, I don't, how do they do that? How do they break that? I'm trying to find how they broke down. They showed us. I showed that to you this morning,
60.
and I was trying to break down. But here's what I do remember from that: if you're age 40, you need to save at least, they said, 3 times your wage earnings a year. You need to save 3 times. I think when it came out, it averaged out to, you need to be saving 40K a year. When you hit the 50s, they're saying that you need to have 10 times the amount saved, that equals to, that is of your wages. And after that, uh, they were in the, I mean, they were just up there, in the numbers. So just imagine, as First Lady was saying, it depends on, your bracket. Just imagine if your bracket is lower than your returns, then you're not going to have anything no more than but your Social Security to rely on. And this is what affects our finances. So how do we deal with finances? It's a good thing to start early as you can. And one of the things that we did in our factory working days, and etc., we would take 10%, and we would take that 10% and put that 10% back into a hardship fund. Ain't that what we? That's what we called it, the hardship fund, right?
Yeah.
It would go, and this is one of the things I learned in managerial class when I was taking online courses for business management, and uh, I that's one of the main things that they were teaching us is, first of all, You need to pay yourself. That's the only way you're going to set an effective budget is you take actually 20, I think, is it 20% coming off top because you're going to pay yourself 20%, right? And
Yeah.
that's for your leisure. And then you're going to take another 10% for the hardship as I mentioned. So that 20%, now the rest of that. And one of the things we did is we had a bill, and we have a bill account. And when we sit down and we tally our bills together and we see what it is, then we take what's remaining after the percentages I gave you. We take those, and it's probably some better ones out there. I'm just because I didn't evidently Showtime couldn't get a hold of the guests that we wanted to have tonight. Uh, so I'm just trying to keep it on 100 and just use ourselves as an example on how to manage our finances. And I was taught, well, we were taught by my mom. Our parents taught us on the value of saying, because my mom, we nicked her name her choke. Because that woman will squeeze a penny, boy, to that joke. That penny will start crying, boy, the way she squeezed money. But but as we got older, we understood why. It's because, see, if you don't start saving something now, when the time comes, you won't have nothing. And it's easier because you have to look at the pro and the con. You got to look at what is going to sustain you and what's going to destroy you. If you do not save, you're destroying yourself and your future. You got those ones that, granddaddy used to always say, boy, that little nickel gonna burn a hole in your hand. Because when you get it, you can't wait to spend it. But proper budgeting is very simple. Now, if any of you have any questions, or you have any comments, or you have another ways that you think it ought to, that is good to help, by all means, uh, don't y'all hold back, because I'll sit here and do the best I can and give you the best advice I can. But there's always better ways, better means, and we can help one another in this. I know that's why I called the first lady in here, because she handles the finance. I mean, that's what she went and got a degree for, and so why, so she can better answer a question and better lay it out. And I'm laying out to you, she laid it out to me. Amen. And so we took that calculation from our bills. You just tally up your bills. This is what your bills is going to be every single month. And what was that? You always said throw in that $1 to $2 extra.
Yeah.
Round it off. That's what I'm trying to say. When you get your bills, they always got that cent mark. So just round that thing off, and you put that into a build account. And you, under no circumstance, do you go to that account to cover for anything else. What's up, Summers? You that is strictly for the bills. If you do that, you won't go short. You won't come up short, because you already got it calculated. So you already know what that is going to be. Then you have your savings, and then you take and you put your 10% into your savings and you let that savings accumulate. Don't touch that savings unless it's an emergency. And a Gucci bag is not an emergency. That fine looking dress hanging up there, in the dress shop, that's not an emergency. And then you have your personal account. Now your 10% that go into your personal account, you allow that to be just what it is for you. Now you have set yourself on a budget. Now, if you overspend what you allow for yourself, don't go taking from Paul trying to pay Peter. Leave those other two counts alone. And and trust me, you'll be surprised. Even if you getting paid bi-weekly, at the end of the year, you go from January to December, and man, Christmas time, boy, you be able to do something for the children. You'll be surprised how much that savings will accumulate. And see, and here is the difference between savings and checking. Checking do not give interest. You're not going to get interest on a checking account. You got to have a savings account. That savings account is going to accumulate interest. And when we were doing it was 1 point something. I don't know. You know what it is now?
0.5%.
0.5% on your money, and that's at the end of the year, right? Or is that throughout?
Throughout the year.
It's throughout the year. So just imagine. Let's say I take what $20
Mm-hmm.
a paycheck, and I put that into my savings. Now I don't know what you're earning, but you take 10% of whatever your earnings is, and then allow that to go into your to your. I just use $20 just as an example. You can do the calculation, and uh, throughout you're getting 5% interest on your money, and so that helps. That's a pretty good accumulation. Uh, huh?
Not really.
I'm here. I didn't hear.
I said, not really. All right.
Well, talk to me.
5%. The banks don't really went crazy about them.
Hold on, First Lady. First Lady got a correction.
The banks don't went crazy. That really there is there's no on saving account because of the interest rate. Um, but 5% is better than no percent. Um, if you can invest in catch the bank when it's giving CDs out for like 2.9% or something like that, you can buy your CD. So it started out with $500. Uh, every month it'll earn 2.9%. That just like if you got $1,000 in the saving account, you only earning 5% on that. So that's what, $5 or something. Uh, it's just crazy because of the economy. The percentage rate done went down tremendous. You know.
So if that's the con, that they have changed interest rate in order to lure you into a savings and have you to believe that you're going to earn more money in your savings that way. if that's the con, what's the pro?
Uh, you just have to accept what they give you and be satisfied because that's the only thing they're going to give you is that 2.9% or 2.5%.
And I guess the way I'm trying to put it is, where is the benefit to me to have a savings with interest?
Well, believe it or not, that 5% will add up over the time because you's not plan on taking it out every month or so. Saving is it stays there until sometime emergency come up. You might need to go get some, but like I said, last time I checked, my bank was 5% on a saving, 0.5% on a saving. So that's not even
Is that 0.5% on the dollar?
yes.
Andrea says, then you need to look at other options,
Yes,
IRAs, fixed
that's,
annual.
that's what once my bank start with that 0.5%, I put my money in a CD, which now CD gave me 2.5%. So I get 2.5% every month on it. But if you are working, I said 401k, which was good for us when we was working, and it, it the RAA is to me is the best way to go because you can put ever so much in there, and I think their percentage is higher than any of them IRA because you cannot
Okay,
withdraw the RAA
I'll look
at a
that up
certain
for you.
time.
I'll look that up for you while you explaining that.
Um, just like with your 401k, if you're not, it used to be if you're not 59 and a half, you get penalized for withdrawing from your 401k. So that gives stipulation right there. Hey, if I take away from my 401k, it's gonna hurt me. Yeah, and on top of it, you got to pay it back because you borrowed from it. So the money keep flowing.
RAI, I mean
All right.
RIA.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's see what we come up with. Okay, an IRA might change a management fee. Excuse me. An IRA might charge a management fee of 1.5%.
So it doesn't give that much either.
And that's for equalized stock, and a 0.75% management fee for a fixed income investment, such as bonds.
Mm-hmm.
So if I had to weigh the pro and con of the IRA and the savings, where would I come out benefiting?
Like I said, I would go with the IRA because with the IRA, I don't think you can borrow on that. Um,
Okay, Andrea.
Cause if
Andrea.
you borrow, you get penalized anyway.
Okay.
So uh, what you're doing is borrowing money from yourself and plus paying a penalty on it.
Okay.
So
Andrew said depends on the type of IRA.
yeah,
Summer says CDs are good.
that's why I went for CDs. A CD at the time, my bank had a great offer with the CD. You just have to catch the bank in a promotional deal. That's what I did. I caught mine in a promotional deal where they wanted someone to join their bank with taking out CDs. So
Hmm. Welcome in, Sexy Cool and Judy. Welcome in. We're talking about finances tonight on the broadcast. If you have any questions or if you have any comments that you want to make, please type them into the chat, and we will get them out so everybody can hear. Again, welcome everyone to Keep Hope Alive show. I'm your host, Elder Joe Smith, better known to you on TikTok as Uncle Joe. Tonight we're talking about finances, and we have with us YouTube, Amazon, Facebook, Instagram, and InLink. And we want to welcome everybody into the broadcast. Uh, now, I know. Okay, CDs. I was afraid of CDs because I didn't think CDs yield that much.
well, if you say, for instance, you invest $1,000 in it, and if you let it stay and accumulate, like I said, 2.9%, it don't sound like a lot of money, but you you invest in that CD for 5 years. That CD grow into 5 years. You don't touch it or anything. So therefore, um, I go with the CD because once you can only touch it when it's mature date.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Say for instance, you get a CD in November of 27. So that's your mature date. If you go in and want to get money from them, that you can get the money, but you killing your interest rate.
Okay.
So therefore, you best to let the CD just sit there and mature, and then if if you see the fit that you don't need it, let it continue sitting there, growing interest as it grows. Then sometime, the bank will up their interest rate. So when they send you a letter, when it upgrade that interest rate, you hop on that to get more interest on your money.
Okay.
So
Now, is there? I guess I'm looking for. Is there a additional cost, or how do that when that interest rate rise? How do we flop over or flip over to the higher interest rate? Do we have to add more money, or is it just that we're changing whatever?
well, Monson explained that it flips over. You have to add more money. Long as you let your money stay there, you'll be able to get that interest rate. Now, this is my bank. I don't know how other banks work, but this is my bank, and you get that interest rate automatically. So, but
Now, is anybody else out there that has CDs and deal with the rate change, and how do your bank operates? Do your bank have you to flip to accumulate, or do they penalize? Do they charge? Do they have you up your up your money to meet or to sustain that interest rate? Now, I don't want to leave this out because Andrew also mentioned the 401k. Andrea, I had a bad experience in Connecticut with the 401k, but it wasn't the 401k. I shouldn't blame it.
No.
I shouldn't blame it on the 401k. It's the company that did me dirty. Uh, uh, Instagram, y'all can't see the first lady, but that's who's talking. The first lady is the one who's talking. Uh, let me see. Depending on the bank and the type of CD, they may feels okay. Uh,
Now the
yeah, I get
401k.
it, and I get it, Andrea. I get it. It's like I said, it wasn't the 401k that did us in. We got burnt real bad because of the company we worked for, because we worked for the same company, and and we got burnt when they sold out to China.
Mhm.
Uh, they kind of underhanded us, and we lost some serious money. We lost some serious coins when they did that. But it ain't that I don't have anything against the 401k. It's just, I guess, vetting the company that
Yeah.
that you're with, and who handles the 401k? The union, or the union handles the 401k, right?
I don't know because you can
I know it's the
done the 401k. Uh,
I thought the company handled it, because see, the company agrees with you to match whatever you put into
right.
the 401k, right?
Right.
Okay. All right.
But what happened was, if you know how to do investment.
Okay. Employees handles the 401k. Explain that a little bit more to me, Andrea, because I shouldn't have lost my money. uh,
You put in, what she say?
uh, well, the last thing I got from her was the employees handle the 401k. Uh,
Yeah,
uh,
the employee handled the 401k by putting certain amount of money into the 401k. That if you with a company that's saying they're gonna match what you put in, say for instance, I put $50 a week into 401k, and the company that I with it put $50 in the 401k. Okay, that's $100 a week going into my 401k. But then when the companies start having trouble, uh, downfall, uh, if you don't know how to take the money that you already have in the 401k and invest in another product uh, to keep the company from freezing your 401k, you good to go. Because that's what happened to us. The company that we was with, they was kind of going under. China was buying them out, and before we knew it, they froze the 401k, so you couldn't get your money, and they couldn't didn't put in there with it anymore. So once they unfroze it, they had you had them lost, well, what they put in there. See, they took back what they put in there. I put it that way, and just gave you what you put in there. So, like the person said, the employee controlled the 401k. You have to keep an eye out on that. That was something new to us. We didn't keep an eye on it. We were depending on the company. And all we looked at the statement. Then we said, wow, what is happening? We're losing money. Huh? By that time, we don't realize we losing money. That company done put a freeze on it. You can't get your money invested nowhere else.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So that's what happened.
Here is another con to the 401k that I disagreed with. And TikTok, y'all forgive me because y'all can't see me on the camera, but everybody else can, because see, that thing don't make it wide enough to where you can see both me and the first lady. But the other thing that got me about the 401k, if I needed to get, or if I needed to do a hardship. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. It's my money that I'm putting in there, right?
Right.
And the company is just sort of like giving me a incentive for working for them by matching what I put in. Well, then why do Uncle Sam has to come in with their little Annie Penny self and take 20 and penalize me 25% because I took a hardship?
Government gonna get their money somehow.
Was that an original plan with the 401k? I mean, see, I'm trying to chase this thing back to its origination. Is it actually a con? Is it actually an agreement between the employee and the employer? If that's the case, where is it that gives government the right to include themselves in your agreement? That makes sense to everyone. I'm like Curious George, you know. I got curious mind. most contributions are pre-tax. So when the con of it is, the employer is going to make a deal with me to match what I put in to an investment, and their agreement comes prearranged with the IRS. Did I say that right?
They have to. Because once.
But why?
But why? Government has got their hands in everything, especially money. Why? Because you have to pay taxes on anything that you make. That's just like winning the lottery. If you win $50,000 or $10,000, the government is going to get a portion of it. You're not going to get that whole $10,000. You're not going to get that whole $50,000. They're going to get, I believe, I'm not for sure. I think Teresa said that she won that $1 million lottery,
Mm-hmm.
and she only got what I think she said.
Oh, just about down to half.
90 something thousand. They got 10,000 something dollars for taxes.
Yeah, because see, on the lottery now you have to pay. I hope this is still on finance, y'all. you have to pay 3 taxes out of that money. You have to pay federal, which is 20%, 25%. Then you got to pay 20% state, and then uh, then
FIC.
20%, 20%. What is that? Local tax.
Mm.
Local tax. Yeah, I mean that's the
State
way.
tax. Right.
State tax. That's the way I understood. That my friend had told me when he hit for $1 million in Massachusetts, and that's what they did for him. But they didn't tell him all that good stuff until after he
Mm-mm.
spent it all.
Oh, now you can
Varies by state. Yeah,
Mhm.
that's why I kind of figured, Andrew, that it varied by state. But here is okay. Now we looked at the cons. Now we're trying to set a budget, correct? And we're trying to figure out the best way for us to manage our finances to when hard times come in. We're talking now pretty much the baby boomers. Uh, uh, we already know we're going to get kept up with cost of living. The the con is to the Generation X, and also the ones that comes after Generation X. So we learned a couple of things on the pro side, and the pro side of it is for Generation X is early saving and budgetizing, correct?
Right.
So if you are in that Generation X, which is that 40 to 50, uh, you need to start uh, budgetizing, and you need to start saving and investing. Now, see, that's one of the things where I had ventured and capitalized my money in was the investment, and I didn't, and it's just me. I didn't put too much emphasis into the IRA because at that time the IRA was like a rubber ball. Uh, it was up one day, down the next day, drowned the day after. Then all of a sudden, and then with the CDs. Now my mother did great. She made out great with investing in the early ages. That's back. We're talking back 70s, 60s. Uh, in the CDs and letting them, like you said, letting them accumulate.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and Social Security wasn't such a threat on the baby boomers as it is now on Generation X. So with all of this that we were talking about, uh, goes to the investment. What is your best option? We have a lot of baby boomers now rebuilding because of COVID-19. Many of them had to drain their savings, their life savings, in order to maintain uh, their their cost of living, because everything was shut down, and it made it hard. But now we're in a position to where we're starting to rebuild. But because many of us had made investments, now you take our bank. If you military, you got you belong to Navy Federal or USAA. Now once we hit the acute, oh boy, the grandbaby done got into something. Sis back there getting it on. We have where if you accumulated 10,000, and that's the cap, it's 10,000. So you can do up to 10,000 in your investment,
Mm-hmm.
because all the rest is compound interest. So you're going to make out in your investment over the long runs. Now you can take that and you can branch that out into other different investments uh, that's there that is going to help. Sort of like what I did with Stanley Works.
Yeah.
I did pretty good back then with investing in stock. You got companies that's coming out that you can invest in, and if it's a solid company, you can make out pretty good. Now, I don't know how many of y'all. Let me see how many on all five networks that's with us tonight. 5 or 6 of y'all. Let me see how many of you all heard about this. What is that? Bismarck, that coin thing.
Mm-hmm.
They try to get you into it. That's not a to me. To me, uh, after looking into it, I tried to get one of them to come on and kind of lay out the pros and cons and the truth about it, but they wanted to argue me down for me to get it myself first before they come on. And I said, look, I ain't doing it because uh, you have to start out investing in classes at $500, and then you go from there. I don't think that's a good sound financial move. Uh, I know you hear it a lot. It takes money to make money, but the Jews will tell you, and they're good at taking money and making money. Now they make sure it's sound investments that they're investing in. And as long as you're taking good money, putting it after good money, and like my dad said, don't take good money and throw it after bad money. But as long as you putting it into a good investment, then you're setting yourself up for success. But when you just, let me tell y'all where I made the mistake. You remember this. $100, back in the 80s, that's a lot of money. I had the opportunity with my broker when they first started the AIDS drug.
Mm-hmm.
Let me tell y'all how stupid I was, or stupid I ain't gonna say am, because I learned something from it. But let me tell y'all how stupid I was. I looked at that, and boy, to me, that was just too much for me to invest in. It's pretty much came out $1 a share, $1 a share. But in order to really be on top, I needed to at least come in at 100 shares. Generation X don't make the same mistake as many of us baby boomers did when it come down to investment for retirement and for secure, life security. I turned down the deal. If I had a took that dollar deal and invested that $100, do y'all know how much money I would have today? I would be close to being a billionaire. Close to being a billionaire. Because in the first, 4 year, that third year, that fourth year, I could have tripled my stock invest. And it would have tripled. I could have I started with 100, I would have been able to put 300, and that's 300 more shares. So now that's what, 400 shares.
Mm-hmm.
And then as it kept advancing, I could have kept buying the shares. And the return on that money was astronomical. It was astronomical. I would have came out close to, what was it? Almost over 100,000.
I don't remember, but
I
it
think it
was
was
something.
over. I think it was over 100,000. I could have taken in from that first 100 shares. So you can do the mathematics on that. But this is why finance is so critical, and
Mhm.
finance is so critical now, especially in the age that we're in, is because of the simple fact that the cost of living is constantly rising, and it's rising, it appears to be, on a daily basis. I mean, you here here is the pro. And I'm gonna come back. I want to come back to you because I want to see you guys. Here's the pro. The pro is, the more you save, the better off you
Yeah.
are.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter the amount. What matters is that you save. It's that you budget. It's that you put yourself on a target. And most banks now, that you deal with, they have experts to help you, to better manage your money, to manage your investments. And I just say to the Generation X, if you haven't already started, you need to start. You need to start. You need to get something in, and something under your belt. I know it's not. I know it wasn't, probably, the most powerful information that we could have put out, but what, from experience, and from the understanding that we have, I just hope what we shared was enough to spark, and to get you to thinking about your finances, because Uncle Sam ain't gonna make it no better. It's just gonna get worse. You was getting ready to say something,
Yeah.
First Lady.
Um, when I moved to Connecticut, I was very young. Um, uh, my sister taught me this. You open a saving account with a certain amount of money. If you can't afford to put 10% in there, you take your art of your check. Like, say, for instance, your check is $539.90 something cent. So what we would do, I would take the art in on my check and deposit it in the saving. I would deposit that $9.97 in the saving. Believe it or not, it worked. Um, whatever art did you put in the bank? Sometimes it may be $3 and something odd cent. You put it in that saving. But that was back in the day when you was getting good percentage. But like I say, that is a start for it, especially for a school age kid, college kid, student. You know, trying to save for different things, because starting out like that, and you put it in the saving, and you tell yourself that's no touch, and you get used to it. putting that odd in there. What I mean by odd, you put the odd and you take the even. So at least you're putting something in there every week. Well, we got paid by weekly every week, and it will add up. So when Christmas come, I didn't have to.
Well, you got to get that, buddy. That's a doctor calling. Y'all have to excuse, but what she is saying is it helped us tremendously when it came around Christmas time, especially the holidays. Let's just put it that way. We didn't have to struggle in order to be able to take vacations or to celebrate, the birth of Christ with the kids at Christmas, and to do just the family things that we like to do, and then still have hardship in case we ran into hardship. We still had the means, uh, the funds, I should say, the funds that was sitting there. So if I had to look at the pro and the cons in dealing, financial dealing, uh, I would have to say the pros would equalize the cons. Savings uh, is a balance. Managing is a balance, and watching how you invest, watching, what are you putting your money into, uh, not getting caught up, in investments that's not going anywhere. Again, throwing bad money, good money at bad money. So check into your CDs, check into your IRAs, and look at your 401ks and see which one would better fit you. It might be all three. All three. You never know uh, until you look into it. Now, just don't go and jump into it now. Research and see what the percentage rates are. I read one off to you on the SSI, but look at the IRA. Look at it closely, and then see which is going to be your best benefit. That will help you to get what you need put back to manage the change in the economy and the economics, and in life in general. I want to thank the first lady for coming in, and y'all. That's the most y'all got to see of her. I'm trying to get her more into the broadcast on expertise. 'Cause we want to make sure we get good information, right? We don't want to get no half baked, no cocked off information that's going to send us into a twirl or a frenzy. Well, again, I apologize. I was hoping to have one of the experts. We'll do it again. We'll do it again. We're still blessed. I'm glad we were able to share our portion of success when it comes down to finances, and share that it might be able to help somebody else who is looking to balance and to save uh, for their future. Hey, Crazy K, good evening. We're just about done. We're just about ready to get out of here. Thanks to the moderators. God bless you. You all did a fantastic job. Thank you for all of those, Steve. Hey, there's my cuz over there. Now, Mr. Steve Taylor. Some of y'all might remember Steve, NFL play. I think it was Steve. Correct me if I'm wrong. It was for the Jets. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it was for the New York Jets. Uh, Glad to see you. Thank you for dropping in, cuz I really appreciate it. Uh, Tell Christine I said hey. Look for them to drop in and pay us a visit as well. Uh, Again, let's see. Don't forget. Hey, are you ready for tomorrow night? 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where we're going to have our old school gospel. Andrea, I sure would love to get a trivia going with that. I know Sylvia uh, been building her playlist and adding to it, and I know I'm study trying to throw some throw some twists in there, but we'll get it. Instagram. If you guys like old school gospel, we talking old school gospel, please join us over on TikTok on Friday nights at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I tell you, we have a good time over there, and sometimes we'll throw out to see if you recognize the artist or recognize the song or something, just to have fun fellowshipping one with another. So if you go to TikTok and you just go Uncle Joe 6357, you can join in with us over there. Facebook, you already know. YouTube, you guys already know. Uh, Amazon and podcasts, they join us live when we're doing the broadcast, because they don't have those stiff regulations that Instagram, YouTube, and YouTube and Facebook have. So they're able to come in. So you guys join us on TikTok on Friday nights at 5 p.m. Where we enjoy our old school gospel. And if you love sermon, you want to get rejuvenized, join the first lady on Saturday mornings, and I tell you, she be picking some dynamite speakers. I can't think she got a couple of ladies coming up this Saturday, if I'm not mistaken. She just finished off another series, a two-part series on salvation with doggone it. I hate when my grandbaby come in here, because I had the name wrote down to tell you who it was. But it was Keon. I can't remember the last name, but it's very interesting. She puts on some good gospel. I mean, good sermon program. It's called Saturday Morning Sermons. She begins at 10 o'clock, and she usually have two or three preacher pastors that she puts on and brings the word. And I don't know, Andrea. Uh, Last Saturday, y'all missed the treat. Y'all missed the real treat last Saturday. Right after she got done, I don't know. Something was just in me, and we had a we had a gospel concert that was off the chain. We had the battle between Kirk Franklin and Fred Hammond, and I'm looking, Andrea. I don't know if we're gonna have one this Saturday. I was kind of looking to find one between Marvin Sapp and Donnie McClurkin, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. We have a marvelous time fellowshipping, and it's all about love and enjoying one another. So thank you again for joining us on our first broadcast with Keep Hope Alive. I know, don't y'all worry about it. I know y'all gonna miss hearing that Thursday night talk with Uncle Joe. It's still me, amen. It's just we have to broaden ourselves a little bit. The Lord is really blessing us here at New Vision, and we thank God for all of those that He has sent in place, and those that support the ministry. We really graciously appreciate it. Thank everybody for your gifts, all everything, gifts, donations. If you subscribe, YouTube, y'all. TikTok, y'all can do it. Go to the bio. If you subscribe to our channel, uh, all that goes into building the ministry and the outreach. Amen, amen. Because like we was talking tonight, we're pretty much set. So again, to the moderators, God bless you. Thank you for another job well done. Thank you all in the chat for joining us. Thank you all on TikTok. Thank you on Facebook. Thank you on YouTube and Amazon, Instagram. Until we meet again tomorrow night, uh, you don't want to miss it. Andrea, I'm going in, and I'm going in. I'm going to try to come up with some more deep, deep, deep gospel. Amen. God bless you. We love you. We life you. On behalf of the First Lady and myself, we pray that God will shower down up on you the blessings as He opens the window to the storehouse, and that the rain that fall upon you with grace, and that will be healed and set free. Amen. Until we meet again, God bless you and good night.